Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss different problems related to voltage and voltage series amplifier, the concept of thermal drift, and input offset voltage compensation. So these are the topics which we are going to cover in today's lecture. Before going to that, just revise some formulas related to practical inverting and non-inverting amplifier. Why? Because today's first topic is we are going to solve the problem related to voltage shunt and voltage series. That means the problem related to inverting and non-inverting amplifier. So first parameter is closed loop voltage gain. So as we had derived the expressions in case of voltage shunt and voltage series amplifier in our last lecture, closed loop voltage gain is negative of open loop gain into RF divided by R1 plus RF plus AOL into R1, where R1 is the input resistance and RF is the feedback resistance of the circuit. And in case of non-inverting amplifier, as we know the phase shift is 0 degree, that's why the sign is positive. So positive AOL open loop gain into R1 plus RF divided by R1 plus RF plus AOL into R1. So basic difference in closed loop gain in case of inverting and non-inverting amplifier is, first one is sign. In case of inverting, negative. In case of non-inverting, it's positive. And second one, in the numerator, in case of inverting, only feedback resistance is present, but in case of non-inverting, feedback as well as input resistance is present. So this is the basic difference in closed loop voltage gain formula. Second parameter is feedback factor. In case of inverting amplifier, feedback factor is RF divided by R1 plus RF, but in case of non-inverting, it is R1 divided by plus R1 plus RF. Input resistance with feedback, in case of inverting amplifier, R1 plus that much of the term, but in case of non-inverting amplifier, it is input resistance multiplied by 1 plus AOL into B, where B is feedback factor parameter. Now output resistance with feedback, in case of inverting and non-inverting amplifier, in both the conditions, the formula for output resistance with feedback is same, R0 divided by 1 plus AOL into B. Attenuation factor, which is noted as K, in case of inverting amplifier, it is RF divided by R1 plus RF, but in case of non-inverting, it is 1. It is required in the case of when we are going to calculate this bandwidth with feedback. So bandwidth with feedback, in case of inverting amplifier, F0 is called as single break frequency. F0 into 1 plus AOL into B, or it can also be solved with the help of upper gain bandwidth multiplied by K divided by closed loop voltage gain. So as per the values given into the problem, we may use either this expression or this one. And in case of non-inverting also it is same. When we are going to calculate the value of bandwidth with feedback with the help of UGB, unity gain bandwidth, only on that condition there is a difference of K. In case of inverting amplifier, this feedback is multiplied by K, but in case of non-inverting, why? Because its value is 1, so simply UGB divided by closed loop voltage. And last one is total output offset voltage with feedback. In both the condition, inverting and non-inverting, the formula is same. Positive saturation voltage plus minus saturation voltage divided by 1 plus AOL into B. So these are the different formulas. We have derived the expression for these formula in our last lecture. Now based on these formula, we are going to solve the problems related to voltage shunt, which is called as inverting amplifier, and voltage series, which is a non-inverting amplifier. So question number 1. In case of voltage shunt and voltage series, problems are so specific that is completely related with the formula only. Just you need to substitute the values in the formula and you will get the result. So in first problem, for the practical inverting amplifier, that means this problem is related to inverting amplifier or voltage shunt. Now the values given are R1 is equal to 470 ohm RF is 4.7 kilo ohm. Open loop gain, input resistance, output resistance, single break frequency, and supply voltage is given. Now we need to calculate the value of first parameter is closed loop voltage gain, input resistance with feedback, output resistance with feedback, and bandwidth. So these are the parameters which we are going to calculate in this problem. So in all the question, these only you need to solve these different parameters only. So this is the solution. I have here substituted the part of the question for your reference. The first parameter is closed loop voltage gain. So as we have seen, in case of practical inverting amplifier, the value of closed loop voltage gain is AOL into RF divided by R1 plus RF plus R1 into AOL. Values given are, the value of AOL is 2 into 10 to the power 5. Value of RF is equal to 4.7 kilo ohm. Value of R1, this one, 470 ohm. So these are the parameters. So all the parameters are given. Just substitute the values and you will get the result. So closed loop voltage gain is minus 10. Minus 10, this minus sign indicates that only, as I told you earlier, this minus sign is only specific for phase purpose. That means there is a phase shift of 180 degree in between input and output, nothing else. Now the second parameter is input resistance with feedback. The formula for calculating the input resistance with feedback is R1 plus RF into Rin divided by Rin plus RF plus Rin into AOL, where Rin is input resistance, which is given as 2 mega ohm, RF is feedback resistance 4.7 kilo ohm, R1 470 ohm, and AOL, open loop gain, is 2 into 10 to the power 5. Again substitute the values and calculate the result. So result is 470.234. You can see all the problems are just specific, related to the given values only. Just substitute the value into the formula and you will get the result. Third is output resistance with feedback. So formula for calculating the output resistance with feedback is R0 divided by 1 plus AOL into B, where R0 is output resistance of the circuit. Here the value of output resistance is 75 ohm. So substituted the value of output resistance is 75 ohm here. Now first of all we have calculated the value of this B. B is what? B is feedback factor. And in case of inverting amplifier, the value of B is RF divided by R1 plus RF. So first of all we have calculated the value of this B, and the value of B is 0.0909. Now substituted the value in output resistance with feedback formula. So output R0 is 75 ohm, which is given here. The value of open loop gain 2 into 10 to the power 5, and already we have calculated the value of B as 0.0909. So from there the value of output resistance with feedback is 4.12 milliohm. So as in case of op-amp, the value of output resistance would be minimum. So here also we are getting the value of output resistance with feedback is minimum. And the last parameter is the bandwidth. The formula for calculation of bandwidth is F0, where F0 is single break frequency, into 1 plus AOL into B. So already we have calculated the value of B, 0.0909. The value of AOL is given 2 into 10 to the power 5, and the value of single break frequency, this is single break frequency which is given as 5 Hz. So just substitute the values and the final result is 90.905. So these problems are so important and very easy. Just you need to remember the formula, how to calculate the value of different parameters. So this is our first problem related to voltage shunt or inverting amplifier. Now moving to second problem. In this question for a practical non-inverting amplifier. So this problem is related to non-inverting amplifier, which is also called as voltage series. So if in the question it's given like that, for the voltage series amplifier, these parameters are given and calculate the value of closed loop voltage gain, input resistance, output resistance, bandwidth with feedback. So please remember, voltage series, that means non-inverting amplifier, and voltage shunt, that means inverting amplifier. So here for practical non-inverting amplifier, the values of R1 and RF is given 1 and 10 kilo ohm. Open loop gain, input resistance, output resistance, single break frequency, and supply voltage. These parameters are also given. And the parameter which we need to calculate is also same as the previous question. Closed loop voltage gain, input resistance, output resistance, and bandwidth with feedback. So as we have solved the problem in the last question, in the same way we are going to give the solution of this particular problem. So this is a solution. So these formulas are for non-inverting amplifier. At the first slide already we have discussed the different formulas related to voltage shunt and voltage series. So first is closed loop voltage gain. So in case of non-inverting, closed loop voltage gain is open loop gain multiplied by R1 plus RF divided by R1 plus RF plus AOL into R1. What was the difference in between inverting and non-inverting closed loop voltage gain? First was the sign. In case of non-inverting, its sign is positive. And second one was there is a difference in R1 plus RF. In case of non-inverting, the numerator parameter is R1 plus RF. In case of inverting, it's RF only. So just substitute the values, all the parameter values are given here, and you will get the final result. Final result is 10.999. Now the second parameter is input resistance with feedback. In case of voltage series, input resistance with feedback is being calculated as input resistance Rin multiplied by 1 plus open loop gain multiplied by feedback factor B. So first of all, calculate the value of this B. In case of voltage series, the value of B is calculated as R1 divided by R1 plus RF. The basic difference in feedback factor in case of inverting and non-inverting is that in case of inverting it is RF, in case of non-inverting it is R1. Denominator parameter is same. Substitute the values and the final value is 0.0909. The value of Rin is given 2 mega ohm and the value of AOL is also given as 2 into 10 to the power 5. Substitute the values here. Final value of input resistance with feedback is 36.36 giga ohm. Third parameter is output resistance with feedback. In case of inverting and non-inverting, the formula for the calculation of output resistance with feedback is same, which is R0 divided by 1 plus AOL into B. Already we have calculated the value of this B as 0.0909. The value of AOL is given as 2 into 10 to the power 5 and the value of R0 is given as 75 ohm. After substituting the values, final result is 4.12 milliohm. And the last parameter is bandwidth with feedback, which is being, the formula is also same here, F0 1 plus AOL into B, where F0 is single break frequency. Here the value of single break frequency is 5 Hertz. The value of open loop gain is 2 into 10 to the power 5 and the value of B already we have calculated as 0.0909. So from there the value of bandwidth with feedback is 90.905. So as you can see from these two numerical problems related to inverting and non-inverting amplifier, that only you just need to remember the formula how to calculate the values. Only you just need to substitute the values and you will get the final result. So these are the two questions related to voltage shunt and voltage series amplifier. I hope the solution of these two problems would be clear to all of you. Now moving further to our next topic is thermal drift. This thermal drift is basically the dependency of temperature or depend on the value of temperature. As we know, or already we have discussed the different DC parameters in case of operational amplifier, which is called as the input offset voltage, input bias current, input offset current. So already we have discussed the definition, what is all about these three parameters. And based on these three parameters, it will affect the output value of the operational amplifier. So the value of these parameters should be constant. Why? Because if the value of this parameter is going to be changed, so the value of operational amplifier output will also be changing. And if the output will be changing, then whatever the circuitry would be connected at the output terminal of the operational amplifier, that will not work properly. So the output generated with the help of operational amplifier should be same for the values given from the input terminal. But suppose if there is some changes into these parameters, so that will directly affect the output of the operational amplifier. So the main thing is that the value of these parameters should not be changed and these parameters should be constant. But the real thing is that these parameters are not constant, but these are varying with temperature, supply voltage and time with the help of these three factors, where the crucial parameter is temperature. For one moment, we may make the supply voltage constant, we may make the value of time constant, but the value of temperature is changing as per the environment. So, in today's topic, now we are going to see the effect of this temperature. Why? Because if there is certain change in the value of temperature, so we should have the knowledge how much output voltage is changing due to effect of this temperature only. So now we are going to see here some relationship in output voltage due to change in these parameters with the help of temperature. So the change in input offset voltage, first parameter is input offset voltage. So total change in input offset voltage with respect to temperature, that is called as thermal voltage drift or input offset voltage drift. Change in the parameter value due to temperature is called as drifting. So if input offset voltage is changing with respect to temperature, that is called as input offset voltage drift. So input offset voltage drift is nothing but the ratio of total change in input offset voltage with respect to temperature, which is denoted as del VIOS. IOS is representing here as input offset. I for input, OS for offset. So change in input offset voltage del VIOS divided by del T, where del T is change in temperature. And if let me see the plot in case of input offset voltage and temperature. So plus 25 degree is normal room temperature. So at room temperature, the value of input offset voltage is 0. A change in input offset voltage is 0. Why? Because everything we are calculating with respect to room temperature only. So when the value of temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, the value of change in input offset voltage is 0. But as the value of temperature is increasing, the value of input offset voltage is also increasing. But as the value of this temperature is decreasing, similarly there is a decrease in the value of input offset voltage. So this is a relationship in input offset voltage and ambient temperature. It is generally denoted in terms of microvolt per degree centigrade. It is denoted as microvolt per degree centigrade. So whatever you are going to calculate in case of input offset voltage, that should be calculated with respect to this room temperature only. As we are increasing the value of temperature, the value of input offset voltage is increasing. And as we are decreasing the value of temperature, the value of input offset voltage is also going to be decreased. Now the second parameter is effect of input offset voltage and input bias current. Same thing is here, same definition is here. Change in input offset voltage, similarly change in input offset current with respect to temperature is called as input offset current drift. So change in input offset current with respect to temperature is called as input offset current drift. Input offset current drift. It is denoted as del IOS. I is for current, this is small I for input, OS for offset. So change, del represents the change. So del IOS divided by del T for change in temperature. So change in input offset current with respect to change in temperature, that is called as input offset current drift. Similarly, IB for bias current. So change in input bias current with respect to change in temperature, that is denoted as del IB by del T. So these are the two remaining parameters. The plot for change in input offset current drift and input bias current is like this. So when the value of temperature is 0, or less than plus 25 degree, so the value of bias current is increasing. As the value of temperature is decreasing, the value of bias current is increasing. But as the value of temperature is increasing, the value of bias current is moving towards zero. So this is a relationship in between input bias current and ambient temperature. Bias current is generally expressed in nanoampere per degree centigrade. Input bias current drift is represented in nanoampere per degree centigrade. And the plot for input offset current drift is same as input offset voltage drift. Plot for both the cases is same. In case of plus 25 degree centigrade temperature, the value of input offset current is zero, but as we are increasing the value of temperature, input offset current is increasing, and as we are decreasing the value of temperature, input offset current is decreasing. Similar to input offset voltage. It is represented in terms of nano or picoampere per degree centigrade. So these are the different parameters which are responsible for change in the total output voltage of the operational amplifier. So now one more parameter is added here, that is change in input offset voltage or change in input offset current or change in input bias current. So as suppose there is a change in the value of temperature, so the value of output voltage is changing. So due to change in temperature, total change in output is called as error voltage. So if due to temperature there is certain change in the value of output voltage, that is called error voltage. So actual output voltage at the output terminal of the operational amplifier will be how much? Output due to inverting or non-inverting amplifier plus minus error voltage. Plus minus error voltage. Error voltage is what? Error voltage is nothing but total change in output due to change in these parameters, what we have discussed here. That is total change in output due to either input offset voltage drift or due to input offset current drift or due to input bias current. So let us solve one to two problem related to thermal drift. So in the very first problem, we are going to calculate here, you are getting my point now. As the value of output voltage of the operational amplifier is fixed, that depends on the value of this input signal only. So in case of inverting or non-inverting amplifier, easily we can calculate the value of output at the output terminal, the value of output of the operational amplifier. Suppose here, as you can see here, it's a circuit diagram of the inverting amplifier. Why? Because input signal is applied at the negative terminal of the op-amp. So it's an inverting amplifier. So in inverting amplifier, what is the value of output? Output in ideal condition, it is minus of RF by R1. In ideal condition, in case of inverting amplifier, the value of output voltage is simply minus of RF by R1. So this is the output generated when non-inverting terminal is grounded, or when there is no any kind of change in the value of input offset voltage. What is basically input offset voltage? Input offset voltage is the minimum amount of voltage which is required to apply one of the input terminal to make the output voltage exactly 0 volt. That is nothing but the input offset voltage. So if the value of input offset voltage is changing, suppose at the starting we have set the value of output voltage as 0. By applying some input offset voltage, we made the output voltage exactly 0. But due to there is a change in the value of temperature, the input offset voltage is changing, which we have discussed as input offset voltage drift. So due to that drifting, the value of input offset voltage is changed. Now this output voltage will not be minus RF by R1 into Vin, but something other than this voltage. So whatever voltage which is going to be added or reduced, that error voltage must be either positive voltage or the negative voltage. So that the voltage which is going to be added here, either that will be positive or negative. So that is nothing but the error voltage. So first of all, with the help of that, we are going to calculate here the error voltage, and based on that error voltage, we will calculate the final. That's why in the question related to drifting, you need to calculate the value of ER, which is called as error voltage, and final output voltage. So for calculating the error voltage, I will give you the formula how to calculate the value of error voltage, and we will also see how to calculate V naught. This V naught is depends on which particular configuration we are calculating the output. If it's inverting amplifier, output is minus RF by R1 in case of this inverting amplifier. Suppose if we are talking about inverting amplifier. In case of inverting amplifier, output is minus of RF divided by R1. We are talking about the ideal condition. But in case of non-inverting, that means input AC signal is applied at the positive terminal of the input of operational amplifier. On that condition, what is the value of output? So output is 1 plus RF divided by R1. So this is the formula for the calculation of output when the operational amplifier is connected in non-inverting configuration. So whenever there is a question related to non-inverting amplifier, output will be 1 plus RF by R1 plus minus error voltage EV. And if question is related to inverting amplifier, output will be how much? This voltage, output voltage. So, plus minus error voltage EV. The basic thing is that first of all you need to calculate the value of this error voltage, then finally based on the circuit calculate the total output voltage V0. So in this question, for the circuit shown in figure, nothing is given whether its circuit is inverting or non-inverting. So you need to identify the circuit. And how to identify? From which particular terminal you are applying the input AC signal. The input AC signal is applied here with the help of negative terminal. That's why it's a inverting amplifier. So the value of R1 is 100 ohm, RF is 8.2 kilo ohm, and the value of this RC, it's not RC, it's RL only. It is RL. RL is 10 kilo ohm. Assume that the amplifier is nulled at 25 degrees centigrade. So nulling temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. The input offset voltage drift. Input offset voltage drift. That means del V I O S divided by del T. That is equal to 30 microvolt per degree centigrade. And input offset current drift is 10 nanoampere per degree centigrade. Del I offset current IOS divided by del. It is given. That is 10 nanoampere per degree centigrade. If Vin is 20 millivolt peak sine wave at 100 hertz, so calculate the value of ER and V naught values at 45 degrees centigrade. This final temperature is given. So these two temperatures are given here, null temperature and final temperature. In all the conditions, these two temperature would be given to you. This is for calculating the value of change in temperature del T. So del T is equal to T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1. Where T2 is final temperature, the temperature at which you are going to calculate the value, and this T1 is initial temperature, which is nulling temperature. Here it is 25. So just see the solution of this question. So R1 is given, R1, RF, this RL, these parameters are given. Input offset voltage drift, this input offset voltage drift is 30 microvolt per degree centigrade is given. Input offset current drift is 10 nanoampere per degree centigrade, it is given as. Vs is plus minus 15 volt. I think we have assumed here the value of Vs plus minus 15 volt. Not needed. I think in question it's not needed to the value of plus minus 15 volt. It is only just specific to plot the output. Why? Because total output voltage of operational amplifier should not be more than plus minus saturation voltage. So it's only for checking whether there is a clipping or not. So first we are going to calculate ER. What is ER? So this is a formula for the calculation of ER. ER is how much? 1 plus RF by R1 del VIOS divided by del T into del T plus RF del IIOS divided by del T into. This is a formula by which how can we calculate the value of error, where del T is what? Del T is change in temperature, and change in temperature is what? T2 minus T1. This is the value of change in temperature. So T2 is 45 degrees centigrade. T1 is what? This 25 degrees centigrade. So the value of del T is 20 degrees centigrade. Now the value of del VIOS divided by del T, it is given as 30 microvolt per degree centigrade. So just we have substituted here 30 microvolt per degree centigrade. The value of del IIOS divided by del T, it is nothing but input offset current drift. The value of input offset current drift is given as 10 nanoampere per degree centigrade. So we have substituted here the value as 10 nanoampere per degree centigrade. Del T as 20 degrees centigrade. Here the value of RF is 8.2 kilo ohm, 8.2 kilo ohm, here 8.2, and the value of R1 is 100 kilo ohm. Just substitute all the values and get the final error voltage. So here it is 51.44 millivolt. So this is the value of error voltage. So by this we are in condition to calculate the value of output voltage. Now what is output voltage? Output voltage is nothing but actual output voltage plus minus error voltage. This is the value of output. The actual output voltage is what? The gain of the operational amplifier in case of inverting amplifier, V0 divided by Vin is equal to minus of RF divided by Rin. This is the value of gain in case of inverting amplifier. V0 by Vin is equal to minus RF by Rin. So from there, what is the value of V0? So this Vin will be multiplied with minus RF by Rin. So that is the value of actual output voltage in ideal condition, or in ideal condition the value of output voltage of inverting amplifier. So what is V0? Minus RF by R1 into Vin. This is the value of output in case of inverting amplifier, ideal condition inverting amplifier, when there is error voltage is 0. But if there is some error voltage, then we need to add and subtract the value of error. Why? Because the error voltage may be positive or that depends on the value of this error voltage. So the actual output voltage is how much? V0 is equal to this minus RF by R1 into Vin plus minus error voltage. So just substitute the value. Already we have calculated the value of this here. Substitute the value of error is this one, and this is your input signal. So final output voltage is how much? Minus 1640 millivolt peak plus minus 50 millivolt DC. This error voltage is what? DC only. Why? Because this error voltage is being calculated with the help of input offset voltage drift, input bias current drift, or input offset current drift. Here it is being calculated with input offset voltage drift and input offset current drift. Both are DC. Both are nothing but DC. No any AC parameter is here. That's why error voltage is also DC only. So it will also only being used here to shift the operating point or the reference point of the operational amplifier. It's very crucial. It should not be change mode. Otherwise, there would be the clipping into the output terminal of the operational amplifier. So in ideal condition, the value of, as we all know, the value of error voltage should be 0. So this is the solution of the problem related to thermal drift. Let us solve one more question, same as the previous question. No circuit diagram is given. And what is the question? So for an op-amp, the values of RF and R1 are 100 kilo ohm and 1 kilo ohm respectively. So the value of RF is 100 kilo ohm and the value of R1 is 1 kilo ohm. It is an inverting amplifier. So figure was not given, but in the question it is given that the problem is related to inverting amplifier. So this is for this output. It's inverting amplifier, so output will be minus RF by R1 into Vin. So this value we can calculate. with the help of, if it's non-inverting, so that will be 1 plus Rf by R. The value of input offset voltage drift is 14 microvolt per degree centigrade. So del VIOs by delta is 14 microvolt per degree centigrade. Input offset current drift is 0.5 nanoampere per degree centigrade. So input offset current drift is 0.5 nanoampere per degree centigrade. The amplifier is nulled at 25 degrees centigrade. So the value of T1 is 25. Calculate the error voltage at 45 degrees and output at 45. So final temperature T2 is 45 degrees. If the input is 7 millivolt DC, so the input voltage is given as DC signal. So this Vin is what? Is nothing but a DC signal, 7 millivolt. So this formula is same for the calculation of error voltage. Already we have discussed about the different parameters. So just substitute the values and finally you will get the value of the error voltage. So error voltage is 29.28 millivolt. This is the value of error voltage, and substitute in the final expression of the output in case of inverting amplifier minus Rf by R1 into Vin plus minus error voltage. So error voltage is 29.28 millivolt. Vin is 7 millivolt. DC is given 7 millivolt. Rf and R1 and Rf. Both the values are given. So this is the final value of the output. So simple. So today we have solved 4 problems, 2 related to voltage series and voltage syn. Those problems was also related to the, completely on formulas based only. This problem is also related to basically on the formula. Just remember the formula and you can easily calculate the value of the final output. Only some basic thing you need to remember: which kind of operational amplifier is given, whether inverting or non-inverting, what is the value of initial temperature and what is the value of final temperature, by which you can easily calculate the value of. So this is all about voltage shunt, voltage series and thermal drift questions. Now the last topic of today's lecture is input offset voltage compensation. Why compensation is needed? So already we have discussed about the error signal, and in the error we have seen that the error is basically the DC voltage, and if that error voltage is increasing, so indirectly there would be the change in the value of operating point, and if the operating point of the circuit would be changed, there may be the clipping into the output. So basically we need to secure our output, secure from clipping. And for securing purpose, the value of operating point should not be changed. And how the operating point will not be changed? When the value of error voltage is 0. So how can we make the error voltage 0? By making some compensation into the circuit. So in case of input offset voltage, there are basically 2 types of compensations are present. Either we may use the internal compensation or we may go for the external compensation. In case of internal compensation, in IC 741 op-amp, 2 pins are internally presented. Those pins are nothing but pin number 1 and pin number 5. So these are the 2 pins, pin number 1 and pin number 5. So in between these 2 pins, by connecting one potentiometer, and the value of that potentiometer in general, as per advised by the manufacturer, the value of that potentiometer should be 10 kilo. So by connecting one potentiometer in between pin number 1 and pin number 5, we may, and by connecting one wiper with the help of negative or positive supply as per the requirement, whether we need to compensate the positive voltage or the negative voltage. If we want to compensate the positive voltage, connect it with the negative supply, or it may also be connected with the positive supply. So by moving the wiper, with the help of that we may change the value of the output. So if the value of offset voltage is positive, we need to move the wiper towards the negative VCC. So as we will move the wiper towards the negative voltage, so that positive voltage would be compensated. Similarly, if the compensated voltage is negative, or the output generated or the error voltage generated is negative voltage, then on that condition we need to move this wiper towards the positive supply side. So as we are moving the wiper towards the positive supply side, on that condition, total output voltage may also be 0. So this is all about internal compensation. So in case of internal compensation, two pins are present, pin number 1 and pin number 5. You just need to connect one potentiometer of the value 10 kilo ohm in between pin number 1 and 5. Connect one wiper either with the help of positive supply or the negative supply, and as per the requirement, we may move the wiper towards in this side or in this side for compensating the total error voltage. So this is an internal method. Second thing is external compensation. In case of external compensation, we need to connect some external circuitry into the operational amplifier. So this is the complete external circuitry for the compensation of input offset voltage. So with the help of that, we may compensate the value of output. Then how this circuit is working? So similar to this internal compensation, if the value of input offset voltage is minimum, if we want to compensate the less voltage, then we may go for the internal compensation. But if the compensation is high, then on that condition, it's compulsory to go with the external compensation. Here its RA is a potentiometer. Similar to that, one point of this potentiometer is connected to positive VCC and negative point is connected to negative supply voltage. At the starting, this wiper is at null condition or at the zero potential. At the center, the value of voltage is how much? Suppose it's a plus minus 15 volt. Plus minus 15 voltage supply is connected here. So at the center, starting from here, minus 15, minus 14, minus 13, minus 12, 10, minus 5, minus 2, minus 1 and 0. So the center point is at 0. Then again, when we move towards in this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to plus 15 volt. So at the starting, when it is at the center, that means it is basically connected to ground. The voltage is 0. Suppose total offset voltage is generated as, or the total error voltage is generated as positive. Error voltage is positive. So when error voltage is positive, we need to move the wiper towards in negative side. So when we will move the wiper towards negative side, we may compensate the output. And if total generated output voltage is negative, we need to move the wiper towards the positive side. Also, it will depends on this input voltages. So this is basic idea. Now let us again revise this circuit. In which configuration we are using this operational amplifier? There is no any feedback. That means this operational amplifier is in open loop condition. And as we know, in case of open loop configuration of op-amp, in each and every condition, either we are getting the positive saturation voltage or at negative saturation voltage. That depends whether the positive terminal voltage is high or the negative terminal voltage is high. If this V1 voltage is higher than this V2 voltage, so V1 is connected to positive supply. That means output will be at positive saturation. But if this V2 voltage is higher than this negative V1 voltage, then output will be at negative saturation voltage. So if this V1 is high, that means if output is as positive saturation, then we need to move the wiper towards in negative direction. Why? Because already we are having output is at how much? Positive saturation voltage. So for compensating this, we need to minimize the value of output. So how can we minimize the value of output? By increasing the negative voltage over here, or we need to increase the value of voltage at here, V2. Suppose here the value of V1 is plus 5. Suppose the value of V1 is plus 5. Then how can we compensate the value of this? We need to increase the value of V2 up to plus 5. Then how the value of V2 will be at plus 5? So V2, when we will move the wiper towards plus VCC. So plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. So when the wiper will be at this particular point, output will be at plus 5. So plus 5 and here also minus 5. Total output voltage will be 0. For making output is what? V2 minus V1. What is the value of output? Is V2 minus V1. So when it is plus 5, we need to also increase the value of V2 up to plus 5. When it is plus 5, output will be 0. Suppose it is minus 5. When it is -5, we need to move the wiper towards in negative direction up to -5. So when it is -5, so minus minus plus, so -5 plus 5 0. So based on the output voltage, how much output voltage we are getting, we need to compensate the output. So where actually we are getting the maximum value of resistance, so this is the calculation part. How much maximum voltage we may get, that is equal to the supply voltage. So maximum voltage is Rmax. Rmax is equal to at half of this resistance Ra. At center we are getting the maximum resistance. So Ra by 2, this part is Ra by 2, this part is also Ra by 2. And when both are connected to ground, in case of Thevenin equivalent resistance, we need to connect it to ground potential. That means at this point to this point and this point to this point, both are in parallel to each other. Here Ra by 2, here also Ra by 2. So Rmax is Ra by 4. Similarly, maximum Thevenin voltage is how much? Plus minus supply voltage. That is denoted as V. So from there, what is the value of V2? This V2 voltage is how much? This is an equivalent voltage. So supply voltage is, how much we are getting? We have changed this circuitry with Thevenin equivalent circuit. So with Thevenin equivalent circuit, supply voltage is Vmax, and here the value of resistance is Rmax. Rmax is how much? Ra by 4, which is nothing but the parallel combination of Ra by 2. And what is the value of V? V is equal to Vmax, which is nothing but supply voltage. Now at this point, T, then resistance Rb is connected. Then with the help of this V2, resistance Rc is connected, and after that layers are. So only we are concentrating on this external circuitry only. Then here, what is the value of this V2? V2 is nothing but total offset voltage. Here actually with the help of that, we are generating the output offset voltage. So whatever voltage will be here, that will be nothing but the offset voltage only. So what is the value of voltage here? Applies one potential divider rule. So here, what is the value of supply voltage? V into Rc divided by total resistance. What is the value of V? Supply voltage is V multiplied by Rc divided by total resistance. So V into Rc divided by Rmax plus Rb plus Rc. V into Rc, it's not Rmax, it's actually V or Vmax, not Rmax, it's actually Vmax. Make it clear. So Vmax into Rc divided by Rmax plus Rb plus C. So in these three resistors, actually the voltage is generated across this Rc only. That's why we may connect here Rmax plus Rb plus Rc is nothing but is equal to Rb. Why? Because due to input biasing current, most of the voltage will be dropped across this resistance Rb only. So Rmax plus Rb plus Rc is nothing but Rb. So when we replace it by Rb, then VIOS is equal to how much? Rc by Rb into Vmax. So that is the value of total input offset voltage. So this is the final result. So with the help of, by changing the value of Rc or Rb, we may compensate the value of output offset. So this is all about what is the effect of total input offset voltage, what is the effect of total change in input offset voltage, input bias current, input offset current, and how can we compensate the total change in the value of input offset voltage. So that much part we have discussed today. I hope that would be clear to you. If any doubt, you may ask anything. So thank you so much for today. Next lecture we will discuss further in 7th lecture.